Hola a todo el mundo.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo estás, Jennifer?
Muy
¿Todo está
bien,
bien?
muy
Muy
bien.
bien.
Sí,
Okay. Y señora Alexander, ¿cómo estás?
Estoy bien, estoy comiendo.
Comiendo otra vez, otra vez, otra vez. You eat again, man?
siempre.
Bueno,
That
bueno,
time wasn't during class, it was after.
bueno, dígame, ¿qué estás comiendo? ¿Un burrito?
Ahora, nachos.
¿Qué es de ti? ¿Qué es contigo y esta comida mexicana o esta comida española? ¿Qué
It's
está,
my,
está comiéndola porque ya es la hora de español de la clase?
es mi favorito
De
comida.
veras. I teach Spanish. I speak it well. But when it comes to the food and the culture, I don't. Hey, let me stop the book.
You don't like the
I
food?
do like. I like the food. Me gusta la comida. Me gusta la comida como me gustan los tacos y burritos y enchiladas y todo. Pero hay muchas cosas que no me gustan. Muchas cosas. Bueno, so los regulares, las cosas populares me gustan. Pero las cosas, hay comida que yo no puedo comer. Y no me gusta nada, no me gusta cebolla, I don't like onions, no me gusta tomates, don't like tomato, no me gusta lechuga, por eso no me gustan muchas cosas, no puedo comer muchas cosas. Señora Constance, ¿cómo está?
Estuve bien.
¿Bien o muy bien?
Bien.
Ok. Bueno, y yo estoy muy bien, bien, hacía muy bien, en la mitad, pero estoy bien, todo está bien. Um, Me gusta cómo hace el tiempo, está haciendo buen tiempo a mí. ¿Y qué más? Hay muchas cosas pasando bien, esto está bueno. Pero nosotros yo creo que yo voy a cambiar um, la sílaba un poquito. So I think I'm going to change the syllabus a little bit. Um, Basically, when you get to the preterite tense of your verb, you pretty much, that's when you know you're finishing up Spanish 1. And that's exactly what you guys are doing, finishing up. I think I'm gonna go ahead and kind of get into that today after we read the vocabulary and start focusing on that because that's what I want you to really start getting into your head the preterite tense, which is a tense that you're gonna continue with in Spanish too. Um, well, actually, you will start the reflexive verbs and then you go to the preterite tense in Spanish too. So we'll be picking up on preterite real quick, but I want you to get a real good basis for it right now. We have about about 2 to 3 weeks left, and I want you guys to have a real solid foundation with the preterite tense. So I'm gonna go ahead and break off the syllabus a little bit, but let's look at the vocabulary first. Al principio, a mirar el vocabulario 7B. Esto es en la página 370. 370, este vocabulario. Hace calor, hace calor. Y que repiten ustedes, que repiten. El almacén,
El almacén,
los almacenes
los almacenes,
en la red,
en la red,
la joyería,
la joyería,
la librería,
la librería,
la tienda de descuentos,
la tienda de descuentos,
la tienda de electrodomésticos.
la tienda de electrodomésticos,
Go ahead, Jennifer. La zapatería,
la zapatería,
el anillo,
el anillo,
los anteojos de sol,
los anteojos de sol,
los aretes,
los aretes,
el bolso,
el bolso,
la cadena,
la cadena,
la cartera,
la cartera,
el collar,
el collar,
la corbata,
la corbata,
los guantes,
los guantes,
el llavero,
el llavero,
el perfume,
el perfume,
la pulsera,
la pulsera,
el reloj pulsera,
el reloj pulsera,
el software,
el software,
el novio,
el novio,
la novia,
la novia,
barato,
barato,
caro,
caro,
mirar,
mirar,
pagar,
pagar,
pagar por,
pagar por,
vender,
vender,
anoche,
anoche,
el año pasado,
el año pasado,
ayer,
ayer,
hace,
hace,
la semana pasada,
la semana pasada,
compré,
compré,
compraste,
compraste,
compró,
compró,
compramos,
compramos,
compraron.
compraron.
Okay, let's stop it right about there. I'm trying to think, do I have any comments about the vocabulary? What I could add to this would be, so el reloj by itself means a clock on the wall. But then you have el reloj pulsera, and in some places they're just going to call it la pulsera. But you have el reloj pulsera, that's a watch. But reloj by itself is a clock on the wall. All right, so I don't see anything else that requires my attention. And I read, it's online, so it's the internet. So I know it sounds kind of crazy, you know, en la red, but yeah, that's the word for internet, the net. En la red. All right. That's about all I can add to this. Okay, so as you see on the last list on the right hand side, so I seen an AR verb. It says preterite of regular AR verbs. And then you got preterite of CAR and GAR verbs. So the reason why they're doing this like this is because, you know, of course, with every verb conjugation, we have certain little things we do. Here, if the verb ends in CAR or GAR, and I want to add ZAR with a Z, then you're going to end up with a QU for CAR verb. If a verb is a GAR verb, you're going to end up with a GU to offset your preterite ending. What are we saying? So here we have buscar, 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 to look for. All right, so first of all, I need to know the endings. Let me just back up. Preterite verbs. We haven't talked about preterite at all, have we?
No.
We haven't talked about preterite. Yeah, okay. So preterite, what is the preterite? The preterite is your simple past tense. The preterite is basically your ED form of verb. Walked, played, in English, we did ED. Whatever the case may be, with the ED form on it, that's your simple past tense. It's called a simple past tense because it's generally one word. I walked home, walked. She spoke. Now, not all verbs are ED. Some of them are irregular in English, like spoke. The verb is to speak. Why doesn't I speak? We don't have that. It spoke. Talked and jumped, all the ED verbs. And generally it's one word. That's your preterite tense in English, simple past tense. Same thing in Spanish. So how do we form the preterite tense in Spanish? Here we have AR verbs, ER verbs, and IR verbs. Here in this chapter, they only show you AR verbs, but I'm going to go ahead and show you them all, the endings for them all. And because you will see it before the end of this class. I'm not going to waste the time and not show you all of them at one time. So before we get to the CAR and GR stuff, we're going to learn how to do regular endings of regular verbs in the preterite tense. So here what I have to do is I have to look at, I think I need to go to the board. Well, I can do this. Let's go here. Let me share my screen. I'm gonna share whiteboard. Okay, so basically, if I can do this on here, right? Yeah, I just can't do that right, can I? I don't need too many buttons. Okay. Let's stop the share. Obviously, I did it wrong. I'm just better to go on chalkboard. I'm not gonna waste my time like that because I'll be on doing that forever, hitting buttons. All right. So basically, let me get this thing together here. Can you hold this for me? Just like that. All right. Yeah. Now tell me, can you see the board? Let me see something.
No.
It's a
Okay,
little
I got you. Come closer. And I think the glare. Okay. You stay right there. That's a little better.
It's a little better.
Okay, come a little closer. All right, about there. Yeah, it's focusing in. Then that's pretty good. But basically, what you're gonna see is it's not gonna be a lot of words or nothing. It's gonna be just a formation of the verbs. So I can write it pretty big. All right, so what we got going on here? The present tense. Here we have AR verbs. Then you got ER verbs and IR verbs. What I want to do with a regular AR verb, I'll take the ending off. And I'm going to add if my subject is Joe, I want to add an E with an accent on it. If it's stool, it's going to be ASTE. If it's AIO instead, it's going to be O with an accent mark. If it's nosotros, no, that's right. If it's nosotros, it's going to be amos, AMOS. Nosotros, it's going to be amos, AMOS. And if it's ellos, ellas, or ustedes, your ending will be ARON for AAR verb. If it's an ER verb, I with an accent mark. Iste, yo, hemos, hemos, and hieron. For our verb, it will be iste, yo. And I'm sorry, this accent mark goes on the O, not the I. All right.
Can you review what they said? Because I can't see the ER and IR.
Okay, so let me see. Come right here. Hold it right there. Right there.
Okay.
Bam. So, all right. This is the general endings of your present tense for all verbs. Note that this is the ER and I verb endings are the same, except in the amos and the amos with the ER and IR nosotros form. The nosotros is the only thing different. What am I doing? I took the AR, ER, and IR off and add these endings. This is where it gets very particular at, because this is where I gotta know my accent marks, because this is what makes a difference. Especially this one here. Because we know we say hablo, but then we put an accent mark on the O, it's hablo. And that means something else. So let me know when you got the endings down, and I can go on forward. Let me know when you got the endings down.
What's the ending for ustedes?
For AR verbs, ER, IERON, IERON.
Okay.
Okay, so
Because
once you
Louis,
got,
I
yes.
thought the ER and IR were the same. ER were the same in the Sotros. That's what I wrote.
It is. I'm sorry. It is. Thank you, Jennifer.
I kept looking at my notes like, what?
It is. It is. It is. Thank you. I'm
Okay.
sitting there conjugating in my head and doing some weird. I got too many tenses in my head. So in the
Okay.
present tense, you see absolutely correct. It's IMOS in both for nosotros, for ER and IR. It's IMOS. So there is no EMOS. That's not the regular. I'm not talking a regular verb, Mr. Lewis. No regular verb. Yes. So you're absolutely right. I need help too sometimes, y'all. Hey, so if the verb was hablar, then I would take my AR off and I would add the accent E. Yo hablé. Then if it's tú hablaste. Él, ella o usted habló. Nosotros hablamos and ellos, ellas o ustedes hablaron. All right. Then you're going to have for ER verb, let's say comer, to eat. I ate, yo comí, take the ER off. Yo comí, comiste, comió, comimos, and comieron. All right. And then if it's an IR verb, let's say vivir. Yo viví, viviste, vivió, vivimos, and vivieron. So here is all we know now here is that we have to learn the endings, learn the endings again. These are very important though, because we use the preterite all the time. And now you're gonna start seeing it everywhere. Now that you've been exposed to it, you're gonna see it in all the videos and everything. You're gonna see it everywhere. It's everywhere, the preterite tense. Now these are the endings of regular verbs. What they were showing you in chapter 7b is that some, of course, like in all tenses, we have some verbs that are irregular. If your verb ends in G-A-R, C-A-R or G-A-R, there's a slight difference. I'm trying to go to that page. I'm gonna use the verbs they use. Okay, so I believe they gave you buscar for one of them. Am I correct?
Yeah.
All right, so here. So what they're telling you here at the CAR and the GAR is that if your verb is a CAR verb like buscar, B-U-S-C-A-R. Buscar, you would think is an AR verb, but it's actually a CAR verb in this particular case. When that's the case, you don't want to put down busque. The AR often add an accent E. That's normally the case, but that don't even look right. Do it. I mean, it don't even look right, and it's not right. Here, if it's a CAR verb, they add take this C and turn to a Q, U, Q-U, and it accent E. Busqué. That looks a little better. From buscar, even sounds right. Busqué. B-U-S-Q-U-E. So any CAR verb, you know you're going to change, you have a Q-U to take out the C part. Because it's not going to look right. B-U-S-C-E, it's not going to look right. You can't even pronounce that word in Spanish. The tongue can't even do that. S-C and an E beside each other, it's not right. So then you have busqué, and you just follow that same old thing. Busqué. Q-U-A-S-T-A. All right. So, well, okay, let me make that clear. That's wrong. First of all, I look at it like that don't look right. First of all, these CAR verbs and GAR verbs, note that it's only in the first person where you're gonna worry about that at. You're gonna change that the QUE only in the first person. Yo busqué. A GAR verb, it'll be jugar, to play. If it's a GAR verb, you're gonna add a U here. So it's gonna be yo u ge, G-U-E. All right, so only in the first person you worry about that. Then you go back to the regular, B-U-S-C, and add your ending, buscaste. H-U-G, J-U-G. I'm sorry, I'm in the wrong place. J-U-G, jugaste. So any GAR verb or CAR verb, you have to change in the first person only. It's gonna be a spelling change. Then it goes back to the regular stem and the regular endings. So the endings don't change. It's just a stem. It's a spelling change in the stem. So how would I conjugate the verb buscar all the way down? I know that first of all, it's yo busqué, B-U-S-Q-U-E, and then I go back to my C again. Buscaste, buscó, buscamos, and buscaron. That's it. All because it's a CAR verb. The verb jugar, a GAR verb. Yo jugué. I don't know if you want me to see this, but yo jugué. And then I go back to jugaste. And then jugó. The answer mark. Jugamos. And jugaron. All right, so let me tell you also that there's going to be other irregularities in the preterite tense. You're going to come across the verbs ser and ir, and you're going to learn that those two verbs, ser which means to be and ir means to go, those two verbs mean the same exact thing. I mean, they have the same exact spelling in the preterite. It's fui se fue, fuimos and fueron for both verbs. Very weird, but yes, that's what it is. All right, so also in your vocabulary list, you have your it says your direct object pronouns. And I'm glad to talk about this right now because this is going to be the first thing you run into in Spanish too. It's going to be your object pronouns and also your reflexive verbs and your preterite. Those are the first three things you'll run into. We're going to run into it hard. Direct object pronouns. It says lo and los and la and las. So you have it and them. And I want to let the book teach that. I'm going to go and get to that part and let them, because that's I don't want to give you too much stuff at one time. All right. So what we're going to do now? No, I'm not going to take a break yet. Not yet. Let's look at page 354 in your book. Now remember, at this point, they're only teaching you AR verb endings. They haven't taught you the ER and IR verb endings yet. For whatever reason, I don't know. But so right now we're just focusing on AR verb endings. And on page 354, it gives you those endings. You see them highlighted or boldened with the A, I say O, almost, and aron. We realize here that we have to have an accent mark on the E and an accent mark on the O. And then we notice that the nosotros form is the same in the present and the preterite tenses. Okay. All right. So I don't think we got time to do an exercise just yet. Let's go and take a break. It's a good time for a break. Let's take a break, and I'll see you guys back here at 5:20, 5:35, 5:37. 5:37.